Greetings, BBN. Pope has already said, Jayden Quaintance won't miss the season. No, that won't and shouldn't happen. After all, the Cats need him. Let's see more news for Kentucky. Mark Pope's firmness regarding Jayden Quaintance's immediate future sounded like a message of confidence, and more than that, intentional. The Kentucky coach made it clear that the center won't miss this season, dispelling any speculation that the Wildcats might rest their young star in favor of a slower recovery and a direct focus on the NBA. The coach, a former center and familiar with the physical and mental complexities involved in returning from a serious injury, isn't speaking with bravado. He speaks with the confidence of someone who has observed the work of an extraordinary athlete. Nearly 8 months after tearing his ACL, Quaintance is closer than many imagined to returning to the court, and that's changing the tone in Lexington. The news comes at a time when Kentucky, ranked 9th in the Associated Press poll, is balancing expectation and reality. The rebuild under Pope is accompanied by clear ambition. The coach doesn't shy away from talking about titles, nor from stating that the program's 9th national championship is the team's future destination. But the centerpiece of this hope is precisely the return of Jayden Quaintance. The former Arizona State player, projected as the 6th pick in the 2026 draft by ESPN, is the kind of talent who changes a team's identity. His combination of physical strength, mobility, and defensive instincts place him among the most promising young prospects in the country. Just remember his dominant performance against Duke and his 18 points in just 26 minutes against Kansas State before the injury, moments that made clear the impact he can have when healthy. Pope has been careful with his rehabilitation, respecting the athlete's process and professional future. Still, his words on Tuesday, during the SEC press day, carry the tone of someone who understands that the player's talent and will are forces difficult to contain. I don't think we can stop him from playing this season. He's too talented. He's worked too hard, he said. There's a respect there that goes beyond motivational speech. It's a recognition of a rare mentality. Quaintance's teammates echo this perception. Denzel Aberdeen, recently arrived from Florida and a national champion, describes a young man obsessed with improvement. According to him, Quaintance spends his days between the gym and the treatment room, dribbling a ball constantly, living basketball even without being able to step on the court. This productive obsession is the kind of fuel Pope has always valued, and one that has become a hallmark of the new Kentucky. The coach, in his statements, displays the kind of clinical eye the program needed after years of emotional upheaval under other regimes. Calling Quaintance the most unique individual he's ever coached isn't hyperbole. It's a statement from someone who sees in a young man a blend of emotional intelligence, resilience, and physical strength that sets the standard for what the new Wildcats want to be. While BBN is excited about Otega Oa's SEC Preseason Player of the Year award, the true turning point for the season seems to lie in Quaintance's return. His presence could redefine the ceiling of a team that already combines depth, energy, and renewed belief. Mark Pope has led this process with a vision that balances patience and ambition. He knows that the name Kentucky carries historical weight and that the program's success depends on more than talent. It requires character and a solid culture. In this sense, the Quaintance case is emblematic. The way the coach manages the center's return, protecting him without slowing his momentum, is a reflection of a coach who is shaping not just a competitive team, but an identity. The season hasn't started yet, but the message has already been sent. Kentucky wants to be Kentucky again. Let's go. The 2025-26 Kentucky basketball season promises to be an unforgettable chapter in the program's rich history, with Mark Pope leading a team packed with both talent and depth. The coach, now in his 2nd season at the Wildcats' helm, appears to be building a roster capable of rivaling the best in the country, and initial projections for the starting lineup and bench rotation only increase BBN's excitement. With the exhibition season already underway and intense practices showing glimpses of what's to come, it's possible to envision a balanced versatile team ready to face high-level challenges. On paper, the projected starting lineup features names that inspire confidence. Jalen Lowe, at shooting guard, is practically a certainty, and his consistent play should be the foundation on which the team will build. Alongside him, Denzel Aberdeen and Otega Owa form a dynamic duo on the wings, combining speed, creativity, and finishing ability. While Aberdeen establishes himself as the third starting point guard, Owa emerges as a key player, someone whose offensive presence can change the course of any game. In the paint, Mo Diabate and Brandon Garrison complete the starting five, with Diabate offering defensive versatility and Garrison demonstrating steady progress since joining the program. The competition for the starting center position between Garrison and Malachi Moreno adds even more interest to the start of the season, especially considering the potential both have shown. But it's in the rotation that this team's true difference begins to emerge. Colin Chandler, Trent Noah, Cam Williams, and Jasper Johnson are just a few of the players expected to regularly come off the bench to give the team momentum. Each of them brings something unique to the table. Chandler with his defensive energy, Noah with his lethal three-point shot, what has already been a standout in Big Blue Madness, Williams with his playmaking ability, and Johnson with his intelligent and efficient play. Furthermore, Malachi Moreno, despite his youth, has impressed with his pick-and-roll skills and his ability to make quick decisions in critical situations. He may not be a starter at first, but his progress suggests he will be a valuable option throughout the season. Another name that is generating interest is Croatian center Andrija Jelavic. Although he arrived late to the program and is still adjusting, his early performances indicate he could become a significant threat, especially from the perimeter. His promising three-point shooting opens up new possibilities for Mark Pope's system, which values versatility and offensive fluidity. And, of course, we can't ignore Braden Hawthorne, a freshman who is already drawing attention with comparisons to program legends like Tayshaun Prince. His ability to stretch opposing defenses with long-range shots and his consistent performance in practice suggests he could surprise many in his first year. This abundance of talent, however, also presents challenges. How do you find enough minutes for all these players? How to maintain cohesion within such a competitive group? These are questions Mark Pope and his coaching staff will need to answer throughout the season. For example, Trent Noah, despite being one of the team's best shooters, will struggle to secure consistent court time with so many other talent around him. However, his unique skill set may be just what the team needs in crucial moments, when long-range shooting accuracy can decide matches. The impact of Jayden Quaintance, still recovering from ACL surgery, is also a factor to watch. When he returns, the rotation dynamics will certainly change, and Brandon Garrison may end up back on the bench, where he will compete with Moreno for minutes. This scenario reinforces the impressive depth of his roster, which allows for adjustments without compromising the team's overall quality. The combination of experience, youth, and versatility creates an environment conducive to great achievements. Even with some unknowns and inevitable adjustments throughout the season, BBN has plenty of reasons to dream big. Otega Owa is poised to take on an even more decisive role. After a smooth recovery from a toe injury that sidelined him for about 10 weeks during the offseason, Owa returns in full fitness and without any restrictions. This statement comes from Owa himself, something that not only reassures Kentucky fans, but also boosts the confidence of the entire team, led by Coach Mark Pope. The news of Owa's full recovery is music to the ears of Lexington's blue-collar fans, especially since he has already been named the SEC Preseason Player of the Year, becoming the 7th player in the program to receive this honor since its inception in 1997. This individual distinction, however, seems to be just a passing thought for Owa, whose maturity is impressive for someone so young. He clearly demonstrates his awareness that the collective must come before the individual, and that the award serves more as symbolic recognition than as an ultimate goal. It's a blessing for sure, he said, revealing humility as he mentioned Coach Brandon Wells' support in his physical and emotional recovery. With Mark Pope, the university is looking to reaffirm its place among the powerhouses of college basketball, especially after a few up-and-down seasons. With Owa back in full swing, the team gains not only a relentless scorer, but also a leader on the court. His ability to decide games was evident last season when he delivered an unforgettable moment to secure a victory against Oklahoma in the second round of the SEC tournament. His game-winning shot, coming practically at the end of the shot clock, was a vivid reminder of why he is considered a rare gem in the college scene. But what makes Owa even more special is his balanced approach to the game. Despite being Kentucky's leading scorer last season, he never seemed selfish or isolated. On the contrary, his competitive energy rubs off on his teammates, creating an environment where everyone wants to thrive together. During his injury-forced absence, he reported missing competing side by side with his teammates. Watching from the sidelines was fun, but being a part of it is good. It's precisely this kind of attitude that earns Owa admiration from fans and respect within the locker room. Furthermore, Owa's full return offers a practical solution to a problem that could have plagued the early part of the season. With no restrictions on practice, he is participating in all the reps and internal competitions, something essential for fine-tuning his chemistry with his teammates. After all, Kentucky is known for its ability to reinvent faces and dynamics each year, and having a versatile player like Owa could be the difference needed to build a cohesive and competitive squad. Mark Pope, who continues to shape his identity as Kentucky's head coach, appears to have found in Owa a central piece for his aspirations. Pope's style of play emphasizes defensive intensity and offensive efficiency, characteristics that perfectly fit Owa's profile. At the same time, the coach has emphasized the importance of maintaining a healthy and motivated group, something that goes beyond physical aspects. In this sense, Owa's positive and resilient attitude after his injury serves as an example for all players. Of course, there are still many challenges ahead, but the combination of talent, experience, and determination displayed thus far suggests that the Wildcats may be ready to soar again. For Kentucky fans, seeing Owa healthy and inspired is proof that big ambitions can start with small steps. And if there's one thing college basketball constantly teaches, it's that extraordinary moments often arise from quiet, consistent efforts. Share your thoughts. It's important.